Tonight, I want to talk about the movie National Champions. So this movie is written by Adam Mervis and directed by Ric Roman Waugh. It stars Stephan James, Alexander Ludwig, and J.K. Simmons. So this movie tells the story of NCAA players right before the big national championship game boycotting it. Essentially, they want to be paid. And not only to be paid, there's some nuance in it. They want players to be taken care of. They want to form a union. They want to collectively bargain. And really what they're looking for is for players that go in, give their bodies for the sport, especially for football, that end up not making the NFL. You know, there's only a few hundred players that are going to make the NFL every year, yet there's thousands of players that play. And so what they effectively want is all student athletes to be considered actual workers for the college and to be paid, and maybe not paid as much as just set up health insurance for them so they can be taken care of if they have injuries or something of that nature. And so first, right off the bat, I have to applaud this movie for taking on such a tough subject, because this divides people like crazy. You know, you have the camp that says, yes, the players deserve to be compensated, and then you have the camp that says, well, no, they get a free education, and they get a free ride through college, and they get these experiences, and they represent both of these camps in the movie as well. And something that I really enjoyed when a movie attempts to tell a story and just says, well, you decide. They do have their angle that they are going for. Russell Wilson is an executive producer on this movie. He appears in it as himself, and really they're kind of pushing a narrative that they think the players do deserve compensation, but maybe not to be paid. They just are saying that the system itself is broken, which I actually agree with. I mean, college football alone rakes in billions and billions of dollars every year. And, you know, in the movie, they talk about it's like $18 billion. And so people was like, well, how are they going to pay the scholarships of these kids? Well, they talk about in there, if you take all the scholarships that are paid, it comes out to about $3.5 billion. And so they're paying out $3.5 billion a year, yet they're making $18 billion off of just these sports. So, yeah, pretty wild discrepancy there. But most of that money, anyway, it's wild discrepancy. It's a really good subject to tackle, and I think the movie did a really good job tackling it. I thought J.K. Simmons was phenomenal playing this role. Stephan James, I enjoyed watching him navigate. It's like you could see the turmoil that was going on. Alexander Ludwig, he was good, but as the supporting character for him, playing his best friend, I don't know. Some of it came across a little too Mickey Mousey, I guess. But I really enjoyed James' performance. That was really nice. Kristen Chenoweth was in this movie. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought her character really didn't even need to be there. They had this storyline kind of going on about it. The movie comes in at right around 2 hours, and you could have cut 10 to 15 minutes out of it just with that storyline. It just did not need to be there. Timothy Oliphant is in the movie as well, and he kind of plays a crucial part, but he really didn't need to be in the movie either. That could have just been a piece of dialogue that could have just fixed all of that. Yeah, so I get what they were trying to do. These players finding stuff out and then being too young to really understand. In fact, there's a line in the movie where they talk about that they're too young to have lost enough to realize what they're giving up. And sometimes I feel like that's kind of what you need, right? If there's a bunch of old people that know that it's going to be very difficult to do anything and make change, they might not do it. So we get invigorated in society with these young people who don't know that they might not be able to affect change. And that's actually their strength, that they don't know. And so they keep pushing, and sometimes it does affect change. And so that I did like the message that the movie was trying to tell. It's a smaller budget movie. I do enjoy those. They tend to take a little bit more risk. The risk this movie took was definitely in the story it was trying to tell. Again, I loved the performances. It's very character driven. We have Tim Blake Nelson in this movie playing a small bit part, but fantastic in what he does. And yeah, I really did enjoy this movie. I'm actually going to have to rate it a 3.5. Again, it was a little too long. You could have cut like 10 to 15 minutes out. They kind of went towards this one. In fact, just minor little spoilers here. So if you haven't seen the movie, pause here, watch the movie, and then you can come back. But there's a part in the movie where Kristen Chenoweth reveals to her husband, J.K. Simmons, that she is leaving him because she's not happy, whatever, and so it just piles on all of this, just more and more problems that this guy's having, and it's really trying to show that hey, he's come, there's all these problems happening, and he can't think straight. Well, the man already can't think straight. His star quarterback has said he's not playing in the football game. So he's already got all these problems. He's got the NCAA hounding him. He's got the head of the SEC hounding him. I mean, this dude's got problems. You don't need to add that in there. I understand it led to, the phone ending up in a possession, but it just really wasn't needed. So anyway, I did enjoy the film overall. I do recommend you see it. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments if you have seen this movie. Hell, let me know in the comments if you plan on seeing this movie. Make sure you hit that like button. If you want to know when more videos are coming out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I will talk to you later.